Hi guys, Ronix from Ronix Photography, and today welcome to my brand new tutorial. And this is a retouching tutorial, by the way. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. So I'm just going to start kicking in by retouching this photo, and I'm going to use frequency separation using a mixed brush tool. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to start by clearing the skin area. And while clearing the skin area, first of all, I'm going to duplicate the background layer by pressing Ctrl J on the keyboard. So Ctrl J, or you can drag and make a copy of your background. Then I'm going to get my patch tool. I'm going to zoom in to look for my blemishes and clear them. And this specific photo was taken using a Canon 6D and a 50mm, and it was shot at f4. I only used one light source, so right now I'm going to try eliminating this smile line. Yeah, I'm going to eliminate this smile line. So I think this is good, and this models really had a perfect skin, I should say. And this photo was taken in the makeup studio, and I only used one light source to take this photo. So right now I'm getting rid of the skin imperfections, but I won't I won't remove this because yeah, some people define beauty and identity of a person, so those are natural spots for beauty. Yeah, so I think I'll clear the background later. So right now I'm going to start by playing my frequency separation action. So I'll come here on the actions panel and play it. So I'm going to use a radius of 9 for this photo. As you can see, it is really sharp, so I need a higher radius. So I'll continue. Then I'm going to open this and click on my lower frequency. I'm going to look for my mixture brush. Guys, if you don't have the action for frequency separation, check out my previous videos and you'll get the video with the link, and you download it and follow up. So right now here we are. So I'm going to look for my mixture brush, or you can get it in the brushes section, or you can select, right click and look for it. So, and my mixture brush option, the shortcut is B for my PC. So I'm going to start mixing the skin. So I'm going to mix while when you're mixing, make sure you don't shift from one side to another, from the highlights to the shadows. Make sure you mix each area differently and separately. Don't cross over, because it will make imperfections in your photos. So what I'm doing right now, I'm mixing. So I'm going to do frequency separation, and I'm going to color grade this portrait. Yeah, so as I told you before, in this photo, these models really had a nice skin. That's why I'm going to do less of the retouching and more of the color grading. So I'm going to keep on mixing. And the other thing I'd forgotten to tell you, when you're mixing the skin, if you really need perfect results, you just click on the high frequency layer, then you come here and create a black and white filter. So what you do is just drag in then the reds, then you can pull up the yellows somehow. So I think that's fine. So I'll come back to my lower frequency so that I can mix everything well, while I can see everything evidently and vividly in this photo. So every imperfection will be mixed, because I'm focusing more on this black and white. It kind of helps me. So here we are. I think her face is done, and I'm going to start mixing her skin. Yeah. So guys, if you're learning something from this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel so that you can keep updated with our new uploads, and don't forget to hit that notifications bell so that you can be the first to check out our videos every time we upload. So here we are right now. Now we are, what you're doing, we are mixing, you're using a mixer brush, and the only advantage with it is you get better results. And when you're using a mixer brush, we get better results, and the skin is not plastic like some retouchers do. And this method is way better than using Gaussian blur and the lasso tool. So I prefer this method any day, anytime. So here we are mixing the neck area. So I can show you guys. Oh, I forgot, when you're selecting the mixer brush, make sure right here is clear and the brush is clear and is in custom. The wetness is at 10, the load at 75. I prefer my mixing being at 90% and the flow at 100%. Make sure this is not checked. So we continue mixing the skin area. So I come to her shoulder and I mix there. You can reduce or increase your brush size by using the left and right brackets on your keyboard. So I mix the neck area. I come to her chest and I'm going to mix that too. I mix that too. So I'm going to show you guys how far we have reached with this photo. I'm going to turn off my black and white by clicking this eye icon. So here we are right now. So this is the before retouching and this is the after, before, after. So as you can see, this model had an imperfection with the makeup, so I'm going to keep on mixing here so that I can get something close to perfect. So here we are right now. So you guys can see that this really makes the photo look natural. And this is the before frequency separation and this is the after, before, after, before, and the after. So you guys can check out the results right now. This is how far we have come. So I'll close this and I'm going to create a new layer on top of this one, frequency separation, by clicking Shift Ctrl Alt E. Then I'll create a layer on top of that. And what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to dodge and burn. I'm going to use our curves. Then I'll start by pumping up my curves. So click Ctrl I to invert this. Then this is going to be our dodge. We dodge the highlights and we burn the shadows. Then I'll come back here, curves. Then I'll darken. So when you're darkening, Ctrl I still, then we burn the shadows. Oh, sorry, I was typing burn shadows. So I'm going to put all these in a group by selecting them and clicking Ctrl G. And right now I'm going to click on the burn layer and I'm going to still create the black and white. Oh, sorry about that. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to select the black and white because it guides us when we are burning and dodging, as you can see. Then I'll pump up my yellows. I can still go extreme with the reds. So I'm going to start by dodging. So I'm going to select my brush, make sure the opacity is at 100 and I prefer my flow being at around 14%. So I'm going to start dodging. We dodge the highlights. So everywhere you're seeing a highlight, we are going to dodge there. On the nose area, on the lip area. Then we have a little highlight below her chin. Then we have a highlight here. Then we have some highlight here. So it doesn't have to be too much, so it has to be subtle. So we have a highlight here and below her neck, on her shoulder. Then yeah, I think so far so good. And now I can show you the before and after. I'm going to turn off my black and white. So this is the before, after. You guys can see a difference. So I'm going to click on my burn, but usually when I'm burning I prefer my flow to be below 14, so I go with 8%. So I make sure this is selected and my foreground color is white. So I'm going to paint using a white on black. So I'll turn back my black and white. So I'm going to burn everywhere there is a shadow. So we have a shadow here and a shadow here. We have some shadow here. Then on her collarbone we have that dark part. We burn here too. On her shoulder. Then on her cheek area we're going to burn there a little bit. Yeah, so guys, if you are learning something from this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. Yeah, so let me turn off my black and white. This is the before, after. So if you feel like this is not enough for you, you can still go ahead and duplicate this, the frequency separation. Yeah, as you can see it has intensified, and maybe you can turn down the opacity. So here we are right now. I'm going to group this, selecting them, Ctrl G, and I'm going to rename this dodge and burn, D and B, dodge and burn. So this is the before, after, before and after. So you guys can see right now I'm going to start color grading this image. So I'm going to create a layer on top of our dodge and burn by clicking Shift Alt Ctrl E on the keyboard and duplicating it again, Ctrl J. So I'm going to come to filter, camera raw filter. So I'm going to start color grading this photo right now. So I'm going to come to my camera calibration and I'm going to start by playing around with my blue primary. So I'm going to start by pumping them up to around 18, and I'm going to come to my greens. I'm going to turn them to around negative 40 something, 42 will do, and my saturation is going to be reduced to around 18. It depends, you shouldn't follow like this specific direction, so it depends on your lighting and your portrait. So my reds to around 18. Yeah, then I'll turn down my saturation to around -25. So here we are right now. Then I'm going to go now to my basic. I'm going to go to my basic panel right here and I'm going to do some adjustments. I'm going to turn up my shadows to around 14. Then I put in a little blacks to around negative 12 will do, for negative 14 or 13. Then I'm going to turn down my highlights a little bit. As you can see, I'm going to turn them to around, not a little bit, but I'm going extreme, so 35 will do. And I'm going to come back to my HSL panel, and when I come to my HSL panel, I'm going to now play around with my oranges and reds. So I'm going to start by clicking on the hue side, and for my oranges I'm going to turn them to -18, and for my reds I'm going to pump them up a little bit, and I'm going to come to my luminance. For the oranges I'm going to turn them down to around -12. I think we are done with that. I'll click OK. Yeah, it's loading. I don't know why it is slow. So this is the before the camera roll, and this is the after. Before camera roll, after. So I'm going right now to come to my selective color, and I'm going to start with my reds. Sorry. So I'm going to turn them to negatives. Yeah, negative 35 will do. And I'm going to reduce my yellows to around negative 27 or negative 26. Then I'm going to, I think this is fine for me. I'm now going to come to my gradient maps. Sorry about that. I'm going to delete the color balance. I'm going to come to my gradient maps. Yeah, so I'll start by adding this because I prefer that chocolate feel to the photos. Then I'll come to my blending option and I'll use soft light. I'll turn down the opacity. Yeah, turn down the opacity to 21% will do. Then I'll also come to my gradient map still, and I'm going to select this gold one because I prefer a golden feel to my portraits. I'll close that, and I'm going to use soft light still, and I'm going to now turn down the opacity to 35. As you can see, now our portrait looks really nice and it looks natural enough. So guys, this is how far we have come. So I'm going to put everything in a group by holding down Ctrl and selecting all we have done, selecting all the layers, including our frequency separation and our duplicate layer. Then Ctrl G, and this is the before and this is the after. Before, after, before, after. So guys, this has been our video about frequency separation using a mixture brush. And if you have learned something or loved this video, kindly hit the subscribe button or leave a comment down below and let us know what our next video should be about. So if you learned something, remember to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. So this video has been about frequency separation and color grading our portraits, and we did some dodging and burning too. So stay tuned for more videos on this channel. I'm Ronix. Thank you for watching.